What is your favorite Chinese food dish and why? Dumplings. My favorite foods in every cuisine are usually some variation of dumplings. I'm a dumpling. Scallion pancakes. Chewy. Flaky. Crispy. Soft. So many contradicting textures and rich onion flavor. Fried rice. I love that edit. To be more specific, my favorite is chicken fried rice from a local place called Happy Sushi in Springfield, Illinois. Szechuan green beans. I find Chinese veggies are almost always cooked perfectly and the spicy and salty crunch of the green beans is to die for. And dumplings because, duh. So I scrolled halfway and didn't see Youtiao. The best thing I learned of in my Chinese studies. It's like a fried breadstick. Crunchy outside, chewy inside. Then there's a variation called zalang where it's wrapped in a wide rice noodle sheet and topped with cilantro and a sauce. From taste, it was a mix of hoisin and soy. But I'm not sure what actually went in. If anyone can enlighten me, I'd appreciate it. I've tried to recreate it but am having a hard time getting it right. I'm partial to pepper beef. There is a place around here that uses the appropriate amount of black pepper, which is so much that you can't see the meat. Combine that with their sauce and the wonderful combination of onions and green and red bell peppers and you have a winner. Sometimes they throw hot peppers in it too, which is just grand. As a kid in Calgary, Canada, my favorite Chinese food was something called ginger beef. I thought it was a standard Chinese food staple everywhere until I moved away and learned that it was a local thing to Calgary. And outside of Western Canada, nobody has even heard of it. Here in the US it's hard to find good non-sugary Chinese food like I had as a kid. Ooh man. Hard to choose a singular dish. Xiaolongbao soup dumplings. Eggplant with garlic sauce. Mapo tofu. Lots of dim sum. Char siu. Low back goat turnip cake. Pineapple buns, too many to choose between. There are so many Chinese cuisines. It's a matter of finding which ones you like. Mapo tofu, which is a Sichuan dish consisting of tofu in spicy sauce with minced meat, usually beef, mixed in. I love it because it's such a wonderful combination of spicy, savory, and a smooth texture. Mei fun doesn't get enough love, I feel. Those skinny noodles are the bomb. Tea eggs. So good. Lo mein, sorry to butcher the spelling. I just really like noodles in general and the sauce is good. Hot pot. It's fun for the whole group. Sesame chicken, especially if it's a little spicy. Just my go-to because I love it so much. Edit. Thanks to Op, we just ordered Chinese and I got sesame chicken spicy style because they asked. Second edit. I'm pretty sure Op meant the Chinese from takeout places and not actual Chinese cuisine. That's hard to find where I am. We all know these aren't the foods we can find in China. Egg drop soup. I put so many fried wonton wrappers in it that my family calls it Chinese cereal. Chow mein. I love cabbage. General Tso's chicken. Never gets old for me. The Chinese place I go to knows my order as soon as I walk in. Sweet and sour pork. Because I like the taste. Obviously. Beef chow fun. Because it's delicious. When it's done right. It's the perfect mix of texture and taste. Wonton soup. Yo. Cantonese classics like soya chicken. Wonton mine. Char siu. Suckling barbecue pig. Whole steamed fish. And dim sum. Too many to pick lol. Janbing. Best street food ever. It's very hard to pick just one. Because Chinese food is not a monolithic thing. But I'll try to pick my favorite by region, province that I'm familiar with. Sichuan. Dandanmian. Noodles slathered in spicy numbing chili oil with ground pork. Scallions and mustard greens. In my mind it brings everything Sichuan food is known for to the table. And it's so slurpable. Jiangsu. Xiaolongbao. Soup dumplings. Impossibly rich broth and meat wrapped up in a thin delicate dumpling. With a splash of red vinegar to cut through the richness. I could eat about half a dozen in one sitting. Guangdong. Su mei. Barbecue. Specifically barbecue duck and soy sauce chicken, don't make me choose. Char siu is fine. But the barbecue place I get it from. I always get a combo of the barbecue duck and soy sauce chicken because they're both so rich and delicious each in their own way. Regions whose cuisine I'm less familiar with, Xinjiang. Depanji or big plate chicken. Chicken in a spicy sauce with potatoes and bell peppers. Served over hand-pulled noodles. Mostly because I'm a sucker for hand-pulled noodles. But the sauce is peppery and just spicy enough. Gansu. Lanzhou la mian. Brisket noodle soup. The hand-pulled noodles are chewy in the best way. And the slices of radish really wake up the rich beef broth. Edit. Honorable mention goes to Janbing. The breakfast crepe. Because it has a great mix of textures and I love watching them make it to order. This will probably get buried, but what the? I was hanging out with my group of friends a few years back and we decided to go out for dinner. One of my friend's girlfriend is Chinese and she said she knew a great Chinese restaurant. It looked just like your average Chinese takeout place with your average Chinese takeout. A bit on the dodgy side. Next to the register was a small whiteboard with some Chinese markered on. This guy's girl told us it was their hidden menu. Only available to those who could actually read it and thus order from it. She ordered us some food. And from what she explained, it was actual Chinese food. Not what they made it to be in Western countries. Best Chinese food I ever had. They all had this kind of broth-like soup with pita bread that's supposed to be torn in little pieces and soaked in it. I'm a vegetarian, so she ordered me sticky eggplant. The flavors were amazing. Wonderful experience. Chongqing chicken. Preferably with at least a 1-to-1 ratio of chilies to chicken. All of these comments are making me more hungry. Intuitive ideas keep it coming. As a white guy living in China for the last 4 years. Chaoshan beef hot pot. I don't think you can get it outside of China. But here it's everywhere now. You have a dead simple broth. Beef bone. Some corn and soy beans. You have some high-quality beef sliced paper thin by trained pros for just this type of restaurant. You cook it in the pot for maybe 10 seconds and dip it in a shacha, fermented shrimp and peanut-based sauce. Or have it straight and enjoy the beefiest beef you can have. That said, there are so many amazing dishes here that you either can't get back in the West. Or we just aren't exposed to. Scallion pancake. Light and fresh and a little oily. With a dark smoky tamari sauce dip. Crab rangoon. I love all that creaminess. Orange chicken. It speaks to my menstrual soul. Shrimp egg foo young. Can't explain why. I just find it delicious. Ji kai nian gao shepherd's or stir-fried with glutinous rice cake slices and slivers of pork. It's apparently Shanghainese, but it's so good. The shepherd's purse gives the dish a unique savory yet earthy flavor that gets rid of the greasiness of the pork, while the glutinous rice cake slices give the dish a delectably chewy texture. It's a very gentle flavored dish that's great for people that want a less greasy alternative to Shanghainese fried meat buns. Shangjian bao. Peking duck pancakes. They're so Moorish, and I like preparing the pancakes just how I want them. One of my favorites is the 1000-year egg. Looks weird, smells weird. But tastes amazing. Kind of just like a really eggy and intense egg. Also, the rumor about marinating them in horse urine is totally not true. Where are my Springfield, Missouri people at? Springfield-style cashew chicken is not from China. But served in Chinese restaurants in the Ozarks. I've been away for 15 years. But would kill for some cashew chicken. Pineapple whip. And some Andes. Char sui bao. The perfect balance between sweet, savory and spicy. Stir-fried beef tripe with chili bean paste. I hated tripe when I was young. My granddad would eat it boiled and covered in malt vinegar. It took me years to realize that not all food had to be boiled for hours on end and that I really don't like vinegar. Jian Bing. The best savory crepes you will ever eat. Weird question. But I'll play along. I like the ones with the little Chinese writing on the edges and then has a cool looking dragon in the middle. And it has 24K gold around a nice beveled edge. I think it's porcelain. Hot and sour soup. There is nothing else like its smiley face. Ginger beef. It was invented in my city. Salt and pepper chicken is awesome and relatively healthy because it's not deep fried. Also General So chicken. Kong Xing Sai open heart veggies, I believe is what it's translated to. Pretty simple stir-fry of spinach like veggies in garlic and oil. When I lived in Taiwan I could find it pretty much everywhere and it seemed fairly healthy. Cold jellyfish. I love the texture and taste. Feels so nice to chew. Lol. I love General So chicken. Orange chicken. And sweet and sour chicken with the sauce. They taste delicious and they aren't dry like McDonald's nuggets because of the sauces. Also super tasty with rice. As they're meant to be, but just thought I should say so anyway.